Well, he didn't tell too many lies. That's good. And Will, thank you for that great introduction, and thank you for your service to our nation and leadership that you gave us. Joel Jones, thank you for having me here. The incredible staff and contributors to this whole affair, I'd just like to say thank you to you all for putting together a great event. And in my horrible Turkish, I will try three times today to speak. So, merhaba. Thank you all for the opportunity to spend time with you this afternoon. This year's event marks the 34th time this esteemed group has met to discuss the mutually significant value of our enduring relationship between Turkey and the United States. The stakes here have never been higher as we honor Turkey's 63 years as an invaluable alliance member and almost 90 years as a proven bilateral partner of the United States. It's truly my honor to be here to discuss from a military point of view not only the values and interests we hold dear, but to discuss briefly how our alliance and bilateral relationships are rooted in trust and continue to contribute to peace and stability the world over. 2 weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to spend some time in historic and beautiful Istanbul for the NATO Military Committee Conference. And I'm pleased to share with you that there is no doubt the friendship we share between our leaders, both military and diplomatic, continues to build on all the hard work and empathy for each other's goals, goals which are representative of our commitment to peace and to human dignity. I'm also encouraged by the fact that all our nations across the alliance continue to be dedicated to ensuring the regional security and stability in a manner beneficial to all of the region that Turkey lives in and those beyond. I left Istanbul inspired by the fact that our lives, hinged on a long history of closeness and mutual interests, are as strong as ever because of the mutual respect we have for each other. While there, I also gain a renewed appreciation for what our friends in Turkey are dealing with every day. At the geopolitical crossroads of Europe, where Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, and Asian interests fuse, Turkey has garnered tremendous strategic and economic influence in a region that is very complex and is hard for some of us just to fathom the relationships there. Externally, as a regional leader, Turkey contends with tremendous diversity in manners of governance, cultural traditions, and religious identities that virtually any other state, not to mention ours, have ever-increasing problems dealing with and competition to understand the complexities that Turkey has to deal with. Unfortunately, there are many drivers that have been exacerbating regional tensions and stoking mistrust, both by nations and non-state actors, actors who seek to exert social political influence through a variety of venues, actors who increase pressure in legitimate voices seeking conformance to factions in a nation where diversity has long been its strength. Adding to the volatility that they face, the Turks are confronted with an extensive instability in Syria and Iraq. On one side, Turkey has been forced to deal with the state breakdown and the war in Syria, fueled and exacerbated by the Assad regime that has brutalized its own people. On the other side, Turkey contends with deep instability in Iraq, whose government is threatened by a brutal ISIL. All the while, Turkey is confronted with factions of terrorist organizations that threaten their borders not only from the outside, but recently, as we have seen, from the inside as well. The PKK, which threatens stability internally, and we stand with our Turks in that every state has the right to defend itself against this terrorism. A revanchist Russia Invading Ukraine and strong-arming its neighbors and beyond is at the very least adding to regional tension. And Russia's move into Syria just further complicates that conflict, perhaps encouraging the Assad regime and increasing the likelihood of more war and more migration. Not to mention Turkey's legitimate concerns about the anti-access area denial environment that Russia has created in the Black Sea and Russia's entrenched military pressures in the Caucasus. All of these concerns I've just mentioned are literally on Turkey's doorstep, and these are some big problems. To be brief, the Turkish people find themselves in a tough and unforgiving neighborhood, and it's not going to get any less complicated in any time soon. Despite these challenges, as valued bilateral partners of the United States and as one of the 28 nations in the NATO alliance, I'm incredibly proud to witness that Turkey continues to accomplish and what our continued cooperation continues to represent in this world. Understanding each other and enhancing our mutual trust and respect has never been more critical. Which reminds me, and now you really have to be patient with me, because I'm going to try to pronounce this Turkish proverb in Turkish. Her yiğidin bir yurt yiyişi vardır. You're kind, and I know that. What they tell me it means is that everybody has their own style of eating yogurt, intended to convey that individuals bring their own perspective and method to dealing with the world around them, which is why it is important to remember that our core interests are aligned, and we must continue to work together, and we are doing that together with our Turkish friends, no doubt. Despite the tougher predicament they find themselves in, Turkey continues to step up and make significant contributions. They have consistently shouldered a lot of the load lately as part of the alliance and bilaterally with us in the United States. They are committed as they are responsive to promoting peace and stability. Let me just tick off a few things for you. Turkey has made critical contributions towards building a framework for legitimate governance in Afghanistan. The brave men and women of Turkey have led ISAF twice and were key partners in securing Kabul and instituting our Resolute Support mission. Turkey continues to lead efforts in maintaining security at Kabul International Airport. They have been involved in peacekeeping missions in Kosovo since 1999. They have supported U.S. forces operating out of Incirlik Air Base for decades. They have thousands of troops now deployed along their Syrian border. They have joined the counter-ISIL coalition and are flying their F-16s with the United States out of Incirlik, greatly enhancing the effectiveness of our missions there by giving us the proximity and added loiter time of using that base. The coalition intends to increase the operational footprint in Incirlik in the coming months to step up the fight against ISIL. And recently, the United States Air Force has begun deploying aircraft and personnel to Diyarbakir Air Base in southeastern Turkey. As guests of the Turkish government, they will enable us to better recover our coalition partners should they need assistance in Syria or Iraq. This marks yet another successful cooperation against the coalition to counter ISIL. But I'm most impressed with the consistent generosity of the Turkish people and their dedication to the fundamental human dignities that we all cherish. Few realize, at tremendous expense over the past 4 years, Turkey has graciously taken in and cared for over 2 million refugees from conflicts along their borders. These selfless contributions are incredibly reassuring. Turkey's consistent willingness to do the hard thing, and at dangerous times, to work necessarily to promote stability, these have all been very invaluable. Their actions continue to further demonstrate an unwavering commitment to NATO and are indicative of what the United States seeks in its closest bilateral partners. We have lots of tough work ahead of us, there's no doubt. These are tumultuous times for our nations and the alliance we are dedicated to. But we have all accomplished together. All that we do proves that we can not only confront our challenges, but meet them head on with unity. And that we will continue to strengthen this incredible relationship that remains mutually beneficial across all the spectrums of diplomatic, social, and military, and might I add, commercial cooperation. While preparing for today, I was taken back to my younger days, and I must say, much younger days, when I myself was flying F-16s out of Incirlik, witnessed up close the power of cooperation and seeing how much can be gained by actively seeking understanding, especially at the level of the individual. Which leads me to one more proverb, and I'll close with this one because I think it says a lot about what I've been trying to say today. So bear with me once again. Bir elin nesi var, iki elin sesi var. That's a Georgia boy trying to speak Turkish. In essence, I'm told it means that one hand by itself is silent. It takes two hands clapping together to make a sound. We can only do great things through teamwork. You all know that already, or you wouldn't be here. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for all you do and all the organizations you represent and what you do diligently to preserve this unique and incredible relationship that we're here to speak of today. Thank you very much.